Hey, everybody, welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies for your digital marketing and social media. Today's Tuesday. That means the digital diva is in the house. TJ, Terry Johnson, online everywhere from New York City. She's here to talk about going to the dark side of social. Last week we talked about the sweet side. Now we're talking about the dark side. So sit back, relax, put your chair in its upright position, get a pen, get a paper. Let's take some notes and let's learn about social media. TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on this day in February? I don't know why I'm saying that. It's just like, okay, we're in February. It still doesn't feel like 2020 is here, even though we had a lot of things happen.
Right,
But yeah, but I'm glad everyone's here. Thank you for watching us today, where we're talking about digital marketing topics and tools and strategies. And that, digital marketing is a big topic. So it includes social media marketing, branding, SEO, email marketing, content marketing, all of those things, website, everything that you need to the things that you need to do to grow your business online. So you need a strategy, you need a plan. So the topics that we talk about on this day are the ones that I think that you should know about. Excuse me, frog in my throat today. But these topics have been talked about with other people. Like, everybody talks about social media marketing, everybody talks about Instagram and the algorithm, but these things change weekly. So you have to keep up with it. What someone said even last year may not apply, because the platforms, the social media apps, they change the algorithm, they change the way they present things, and you need to know, or you'll be going, well, this used to work, how come it doesn't work anymore? Well, because there's changes. So you have to keep on top of that, but you're busy doing other things. So just like we're busy doing other things, but we make time to come on at this hour every weekday to talk about business topics and health and tech, and to make it a well-rounded platform.
right.
So that's what we do on today. So I want to thank you for joining us live. The replay gang, we love you too. Put in hashtag replay gang, or where you're from, whatever you want to put in there. Hi, hey, whatever. Type it in, let us know. Let us know how you feel about the topic of discussion today. You can give us a reaction. You can put in a comment. You know how to bring other people into the show. We ask you to bring everybody in. Hey, you might want to know about this topic today, or I didn't know about that, and I'm pretty sure you don't know. So come on over. We're gonna go. Both of us come on over to the Bizchicks, and we're gonna see what's going on with
Right.
that topic. So we ask you to do those things. We really appreciate you being here, participating. The conversation is always great, epic conversations. So we want that to be bigger, with more people, more ideas, more thoughts, more minds. I was going to say brains, but more minds. Okay, so thank you for doing that. And Pat is here. Good morning. Good morning, Patricia. Hello from North Carolina.
Mhm.
Wasn't there a song about something about finer in Carolina in the morning? I can't.
Yeah, I remember
It's
that song.
it's I'm having brain fog today because the weather's like foggy. Okay, yeah, let me go back here. All right, so let me put the banner back up, guys, so we can talk about the dark side of social. Ooh, the dark side. What is this dark side? What is this thing about? I talked about when we were on. Remember, we were on Fire Talk years ago. I remember this. We talked about it on Fire Talk. I think I was on. Sorry, my nose is itching. I was on solo that day for some reason, and we were talking about the dark social. And this was an article from 2016. So I wanted to bring it up and show you. And let me see. Let me bring this up. Okay, I gotta remove that.
Hey, that was like the good old days. Fire Talk was kind of fun.
It was. Wasn't Fire Talk fun?
Yeah,
And
Fire
how
Talk
did we
was
get the Fire
really
Talk?
nice. It was a really, really nice app. I was like, man.
And how did we get the Fire Talk? Do you remember the B word?
keyword. We had to go somewhere.
And with the Fire Talk, which was a good platform, and like all of the platforms, they just rise up and they fade away.
Right.
La la la. So here we are, and let me move some of the branding so we can see this better. And I'm gonna put the banner. All right. So messaging apps embrace the dark social web. And this caught my eye because I was like, back then, I was like, what is dark social? What is that? Is that like the area where, that area where everybody goes to do things, nefarious things, and things below the, that they don't want the government to know or whoever to know about? And that's what I thought it was. But no, dark social really is communication that's gone under, and you don't see it, like it's under the water. Sorry.
So
I like to call it submarining.
Okay.
I'm going to call it that. So you know what a submarine does, right?
It dives.
It dives, and everything's happening underwater. You don't see it, but when they want to communicate with another submarine, they have to rise up to the surface and put the periscope up, and then they signal. Well, they used to. I don't know if they still do it now because technology may make it where they don't have to come up. But there's been a few movies years ago. I remember, like the two submarines want to talk to each other, so they both come up to.
Yeah, they have to come up to.
Right, but today's technology, they may not. I'm not sure. Anybody that knows about submarines or military maneuvers or whatever, chime in and let us know. But that's how I like to think of it. So it is. And this was 2016. They were saying this was the next big thing in social. And I agree it is, but you may not have heard of it or you're not paying attention to it. That's because it's submarined. It's below the surface of everything public with social. I mean, posts and conversation with brands, with people, between people. And I'm going to explain a little bit why, but I want you to know about this term. So the term first emerged in 2012, coined by the Atlantic writer Alexis C. Madrigal. It refers to social content that is shared through private channels rather than more public forms like Facebook, where posts can be seen and shared openly by a wide circle of people. Think email communication or chats on messaging apps, excuse me, like Kik or Snapchat. I don't know if Kik is still around. That just tells you how old this article is. As a result of being shared through private channels, this content often exists beyond the reach of standard analytic tools and metrics that companies use to assess how content is shared and where it's being shared from. Because that's really important to a business and brand. They need to know how people are sharing it, where is it coming from, because that gives them clues as to what. As to, this content was shared on this platform and it did really well, so we need to do more of that. Right. So that's why they need to know analytics is your best friend when you're a business owner and you're running so many apps and platforms. Analytics. We said that before here. Analytics is really important. So it goes on to say this, the term dark social certainly gives people pause when they first hear it. It sounds like the dark web, conjuring headlines of, here it is, hackers, cyber terrorism, and illicit online content. So that is
dark web stuff.
Yeah, that's what, when people say the dark web, there's things going on secretly, little, hackers and all kind of stuff being sold under the table and all that on the dark web. But this is dark social. So the VP of Public Relations and Emerging Media at the digital advertising agency Space 150 says that this is really dark social, is personal communication that is happening below the radar. So I really wanted to bring this up. And this was some CBS News, a link that I had. And this is March 15, 2016. So we talked about that in, I think, 2016 or early 2017. I have the video on my page. So I wanted to give you a little background of this, that it's been happening since around 2015, 2016. And what do you think about the dark social, just based on that information?
It reminds me of people like the kids who don't want the parents to know what's happening. So they have their whole own little communication thing that they have, but the other people can't see it.
Yeah.
It's this whole private community that nobody can see unless you're part of the community.
Right. So Friday, if you didn't watch Friday's show, the good show, you missed it. But Friday is, Tech Wrap Up Weekly. And I brought up what is called now being called FICFOC. If you
Yeah.
don't know, TikTok is it's the app that's taking over it's the number one app in the downloads for the app store. The kids are using it and dancing and doing all kind of crazy stuff. And I see a lot of articles being written about it. Social Media Examiner has one today, I believe, about how to use it for business purposes. So I'm really interested in reading that. I bookmarked it for later. But TikTok,
TikTok or TikTok for business?
What? The Social Media Examiner, they look at TikTok, but they're talking about it in business terms, like how a business owner can use it instead of being a kid. Like I said, I've been saying, you get on, you don't use it as the kids do.
Right.
Dancing and I mean, you can if you're good at that and you think it might be entertaining to some people, but think about your target audience. If they're older, they may not appreciate that because that's not something that catches the eye. Like I said, when I'm on TikTok, when I see the little dancing kids, I just bloop, 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 and I'm seeing less of it. Because I'm scrolling through TikTok and I'm hearting, which is a like. I'm liking the things that I like baking and cooking and travel scenes, and it's really good for that. But I don't want to get off on TikTok, but they are now it's so popular and so hot as an app that now the Gen Zs are making fake TikTok accounts, calling them FICFOC. And we talked about it on Friday. Remember, it was
because
eye-opening.
We were like, well, why? Why you gotta hide?
Yes, why do you have to hide? And you had to try to put yourself in an 18-year-old kid's shoes and what's going on with the bullying and the online harassment, and they feel like they have to present a facade, a mask in order to be liked. And someone said this, I can't remember who said it, but they were like, social media is really just like high school again. Remember in high school, there was the popular group and the not so popular and the nerds and the this and the that. And what happened there was smaller because it was just confined to your school. But now these kids have to deal with global high school is what I'm going to call it, because it could be from anywhere, anyone saying things. When as before, it was just the bully at your school or somebody at your school, or the two groups didn't like each other, and it was confined to school. And after school was out, you went home and that was left at school. Now that's not the case anymore. So that's why I'm bringing it up. We used to be able to leave things at school. Now they can't. Kids today can't do that. They can't leave it because they have a smartphone and they're on their applications. And that's why I say you have to watch what they're doing. You have to ask them questions. Ask them to follow people that are nice instead of mean. And the ones that are mean, you have to block or report. There's tools to do that. It's not 100%. It's not great. But a matter of fact, Snapchat is and Terry Lena brought this up on Friday. Snapchat has some mental health tools coming in for kids.
Right, they did.
So the approach is going towards that, which is a good thing. But you also have to be a parent and do the things you need to do and say what you need to say, and then hopefully everything works out for the best, because we really can't control the trolls. Really can't. So I don't know. But getting back to the TikTok and the FICFOC, those things, and also Instagram. Instagram has something called Finsta. If you didn't know that, that's been out for a while. That they make a fake Instagram account, so they're, whoever they don't want to follow them and see what they're doing won't see it. So this is the world that Gen Z lives in. And why am I talking about Gen Z all the time? Because they affect what we see and hear and go through, what's popular, what's in the media. The media loves Gen Z. They love millennials, but millennials are getting older. They're 30, 35, 36 now. So to advertisers and brands, that's old. They want young eyes, fresh ideas. And I'm giving you an example of how this is happening, and it's happening on TV with commercials. If you pay attention to commercials, especially the Super Bowl that we just had, they were talking about on commercials. All of them have a millennial or Gen Z mindset, and that's who they want to attract. So unfortunately, if you want to see, commercials and things that don't apply to that, you have to watch some of the other cable channels where you see a lot of older
Okay,
brands.
look,
And I'm
and
trying to be nice.
when they
I've fallen, I can't get up.
the TV, when you show programming for a different segment other than them, they show everything: pharmaceuticals, financial
Mortgage and reverse mortgages.
I was like, wow.
Cause I won't say, there's a cell phone company that advertises, and I mean, you see it because I'm like, I see a lot of the older channel that play they show the shows from way back, and it's like older shows, but the commercials fit the genre because they know who's watching. Versus regular TV, advertisers want 18 to 24, actually 18 to 30, maybe. That's their, was it 30? It might be a little older, but it's 18 to probably 35 or 40. They don't want anybody over 40. Why? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I think it's just habit from before, but we getting off track a little bit, but excuse me. Why is the dark social? Why is dark social such a thing that's growing? And you're doing dark social, you probably don't even know it because you're not calling it that. You're having conversations with your family and your friends and other people that are not public, and you're using Facebook Messenger, or you're using WhatsApp. That's the dark web. That's the dark social. Not dark web, dark social. Because you're sharing things under the radar that the public, a business, a brand wouldn't be able to see, because that's a conversation between you and a family member taking place on a private messaging app. It used to be email, but it's like, okay, they really didn't pay attention to it, but now because of social, because of cell phone use, the smartphones, and also this, whenever you say something publicly, it may be construed wrongly, or you say something that doesn't fit society's way of thinking. You're in the minority, so you get kind of piled on. And we've seen that a lot. Some people, rightly so, need to have that check of, you can't think that or say that. It's not what society wants to believe, the horrible stuff. So guess what those people do when they get, it's called doxed. The term is called doxed, DOXXED. It means that hackers, it could be hackers or anyone, goes on a hunt to find the personal details of the person that's in the wrong and get them fired. And you've heard stories of somebody posted this or somebody said this. So they found out where they live. They found out where they work. They contact the person's employer. They get a lot of people to do it. They go on social media. The company, the employer doesn't want that. So they either move the person or fire them, and they let people know publicly, stop sending us messages. We fired that person. So that's a part of doxed, DOXXED, doxed. And it's happening more and more. So because of that, a lot of people are going into private groups. Groups are part of this too. Private groups, messaging, email, where it's below the radar. That's why I wanted to show you that article. It says anything conversations below the radar. And I call it submarine, because you don't know the submarine's there in the ocean until it comes up publicly.
So when because I just saw the commercials for groups from Facebook on TV. So all of the Gazoo players.
Yes, I love that one.
Yes, they all gather together.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a group.
Yeah.
And they have their own little group Gazoo recitals or whatever. We don't know about it. The only reason why we know about it is because Facebook took that group and publicized it. But so groups are part of the dark social.
Yes, groups are part of the dark social.
Oh,
And in dark social, it sounds so ominous. It sounds so ooh, like dark web, but it's not. It's just conversations that aren't in the light of day. The public can't know, doesn't know about it because it's going on, not secretly. That's why I don't say secretly. I say under the radar, under the water. You don't
private,
see them. Like
private,
this fish in a pond in a lake, but you don't really see them unless they come up.
right.
Mark is here. He's got some good comments as usual. Thank you, Mark. Mark says, "I love a good weekday pile on. Bring it." Yeah, there's some people that live for that to dox others. Brenna, hello. Good
Hi,
morning,
Brenna.
Brenna. I'm glad you're here. Nora's here. Hey, Nora, glad you're here too. And Mark says, I have my below the radar conversations with my dog. He promises that he won't tell, and he is deaf now, so I don't think there's any danger of him revealing my secrets. Oh my God. I rely on Mark to, bring some lightness to it. Thank you.
Bring the
Bring us the light. All right, I'm just bringing back the
article.
banners and stuff. No, not the archive. I've got another one. But
Oh,
I just really wanted to show you what's going on because you don't know that it's going on, and I'm telling you why it's going on, and also because of Gen Z, they feel pressure. We talked a lot about this on Friday. They feel pressure to perform and to be perfect. That's why you see, if you go on Instagram, you see a lot of people with their Instagram feed is so perfectly, it's like a museum piece. It's so perfectly curated. It's all somebody, they use pink and everything is pink. Or they use a color, everything's the same. And a lot of people are following that, but I'm here to tell you that the trend is going away from that because Gen Z doesn't like that. It's too homogenous, it's too sameness, it's not exciting.
it's
So this ties in with what I say about being on social media. Be real. Don't, especially on Instagram, don't feel like, well, okay, this all my pictures have to be pink or all my pictures have to be a color. No, you can pick a theme that you like you want to focus on one thing, but it doesn't have to be this. Everything doesn't have to be the same. Like I see a lot of people saying, well, you got to have an Instagram puzzle. No, I don't. I need to post what I need to post. Now, I'm not saying make it where everything is kind of garish or whatever. I see a lot of that and it turns me off, but I'm just saying your Instagram doesn't have to be perfect. There's a fascination with perfect posting. What is the perfect time to post? Because they feel like perfect is going to get them what they want. Perfect doesn't get the audience. Perfect doesn't get the attention. What gets the attention? Having a knowing who you are, knowing why you're doing it, having a message, knowing how to communicate it in the manner that you like. It could be written form, it could be audio, it could be video. You don't have to do video. Nobody is making you do it. You don't have to. You can do the other things. You can write. If you're a good writer, write until your fingers blah, 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 because people that love to read will come to you. Same thing with audio. If you have a great voice, well, you don't want to show your face, that's fine. You can put up a picture and talk over it. That could be your video. But if you have something to say and you're concise and you're clear and you make sense and not an expert, oh, I have a PhD in this. No, I mean that you have experience and knowledge and you know how to present that in the right format. So that's why I say it could be written, it could be audio, it could be video. If you want to be on video like we are, it's the best way to create content because it can be cut up, edited into so many other different things. So if you're comfortable with live video or live streaming, I say do it because you can turn that into so many pieces of content because you're busy. I'm busy. We're busy. Fran busy. That's what I'm saying. If you see stuff on my Instagram, like I don't post it because I'm busy. And I don't want to just throw stuff up to say, oh, I
I
gotta post today.
You only say something when you have something important to say.
Mm-hmm.
If we keep that in mind, then we're not posting just for the sake of somebody said we needed to post.
The perfect post.
Right.
Death to the perfect post.
There is no
Please.
perfect post.
And see, And what comes out of the pushback to the perfect post is stories. That's why stories is so popular. Stories. So as soon as I saw stories, I think was it 2017? I forgot what it was. I was like, this is with Snapchat. Started with Snapchat and then Instagram took it over. But when I saw it, I said, this is where people are gonna go. It's quick. You don't have to be perfect. You can say what you gotta say. It doesn't last. There's
And
no pressure.
right. And then if I understood how it works,
Mm-hmm.
you put the stuff that you want evergreen on your Instagram, the stuff that you want to remain. The other stuff goes in the story,
Mm-hmm.
especially when the event is over with.
Yes. And that's why Instagram is such a great tool, a platform. I know I don't want to hear there's a warning. Oh, the engagement. Nobody likes my post. Well, you got to work a little harder because guess what? Instagram cleaned up the bots. That's if you were getting like tons of likes before, that was the bots. And you don't want anything. I don't want a bot to do anything for me.
Mm,
Well, maybe
because,
one or two automated things, but not, like my post because it gives you a false sense of security.
mm,
That's why I said you want to look at your analytics. You want to talk to people. You want to answer comments. You want to have a real conversation because you're talking to real people who can give you insight, follow you, become a part of your
so
audience, and then maybe buy what you have or tell someone else to buy what you have.
so you don't want zombie followers?
A bot can't do anything but automatically like your post or put a fake comment in. Wow, so it's a happy, happy emoji. I'm like, you bot, get out of here.
So the zombie followers are the ones who don't reply. They just follow you and they kind of
Well,
like,
they can reply, but you
you know that they're not real, that you know that they
yeah,
try to get you over there so they can eat you.
yes, it's fake. And they're trying so lately, they have been trying so hard to sound like a real human, but a human knows what a human sounds like. I'll give you another example, not to put down any other country, but here in the USA, I know when I get an email from a country and I'm not gonna name, and when you read it, you said this is not a native English speaker, not putting them down. I'm just saying that this is not how we talk to each other in America. So there are things that we say and the way we say it and the way we write it. Communication is important. So someone who's outside of the USA and they want to get in for whatever reason to scam or whatever, you will know immediately. It will stand out like a bad apple that this is somebody that had a translation thing or you can tell. You can tell. I'm not putting down, people who don't speak English. I'm just saying that you can tell. Same thing with bots. Bots speak a different language.
Yeah,
So you can
Lakeisha has
tell.
a question over here.
Okay, let's see. All right. Lakeisha says, are you saying bot or thought? Bot, B-O-T. B-O-T, bot. Fake
Right.
followers. Yes.
Fake
Yes.
followers.
Yes. They're called bots because it is a program set up by a scammer or whatever to get likes. Because why? Because they can sell that we can get you 20,000 followers, pay $19.99. They use a bot to go out and that's fake. It's not real. So Instagram has cleaned that up. They figured out how, and this has to do with API, and I'm not going to get into it, but it's the back end APIs, la 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 la. Instagram knows, well, this is a real person versus a fake person.
Hmm.
Okay. Lakeisha says, oh yeah, I get those emails for product scam. Yeah, and you can tell, right? You tell by the language, how they speak to you, the things they say. Good
Right.
day. I was like, we don't say good day. We say, hey, what's up or hi. We don't say good day, good day, madam. Good day, madam. A good day, gentlemen, or something. You can tell what it is. And Lakeisha says, yeah, I've gotten those private messages too. Oh, good, they're cleaning up. Yes, they're trying. But what goes along with the cleaning up of the bots is that your like numbers are really low. It's just, it takes the wind out of your sails.
If that was the thing that you were going for, oh, I got to see how many people like me today.
So
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. That's the metric. That's a they call it vanity metric. It means nothing. I've said way back when. Can you take likes to the bank as
nope.
a business owner? Yeah, I got some likes. Let me go deposit them and it's gonna turn into money. No. Relationships turn into money. Person to person, human to human, online or in person. There's
Right,
a lot of uh conventions and things going on, social media marketing world starting next week, next month. There's a couple of them. So when you go to those events, those conferences, person to person, that again, that's a setup to, hi, how are you doing? I follow you online. No, nice to meet you in person. Da, da, da. I really like what you had to say about XYZ. I've been a fan a long time, blah, blah. You know the things because it's person to person.
right,
And then the other person, if depending on where they are, how they feel, they might be nice and respond and say, because I've seen some people online, experts and stuff, say, "Oh, I'm going to be at a social media marketing world. Come and say hi." I mean, because I'm not going to bite. And this is somebody that's written like 5, 10 books on marketing, and he's like this big guy online, and he's a professor and this and that. He was like, "I'm going to be there. Stop by. I'm going to have after my keynote, I'm gonna have a thing. Just come on up and say hi. Don't be shy." Because some people will feel like, well, I can't say anything because I don't want to, sound stupid or ask a stupid question. And no question stupid. No, because everybody needs an answer. Everybody needs help.
right.
So don't.
And
Mhm.
Lakeisha said,
Oh
good.
yeah. Okay. Lakeisha says, "Good thing I don't count likes. It's usually just my first form of connecting later." Blah blah. She's right. That's the attitude to have. That it was a like. A like is a symbol that you are on the right path to content. Like this is the content that's resonating with people, and you might want to do more of it. And then if it doesn't work the next time, you can say, "Well, okay, they didn't like that as much as they like that. Let me try another piece of content. Let me put up this. Let me put up a video. Let me talk about this." But you do those things because you are building the audience. That's the real metric. Building the audience that leads to the relationship. And then once you get them in a separate area, and that's what we're talking about, the dark social, where it's a private group, it's messaging apps. I said, I always like, I have my thing with email. I have a love hate with email. It's necessary, yes, but I prefer to talk to people. I will set up a Slack for a client, or I will do Facebook Messenger. I will do right now. I install Signal because I heard some good things about it coming up. It's like WhatsApp. It's just better security, or Telegram. I don't use WhatsApp. I removed it because the whole spying thing and having access to the camera when I don't have the app open and looking at other things on my phone. I don't want that.
Nope.
There's other programs similar to WhatsApp. I'm telling you right now, Signal and Telegram are the two. I will use Messenger because it goes into people's Facebook inbox. They don't have to
Right.
have the Messenger app. That's the only reason why. So it's a good tool to have communication wise. Oh, I didn't even look at any of my notes.
Yeah, Brenna has something here.
Okay, all right. We having a conversation. That's good too. Brenna says, "What is up with the young gen comments? I want this. Let's collaborate. Let's collaborate. Want something free just to post that freebie and tag you." That's the culture that they're growing up in, and it has to do with business practices. Because I always say, yes, we have social media. Yes, we have the internet, but business is business. The same way things worked 100 years, it work now. It's just that we have better tools and everything is faster.
Yeah, then they may not have been trained properly.
Right. That's what I mean. They haven't been trained properly. They grow up in the world of being a YouTube influencer. Nothing wrong with that. But everything works the way it works. People have been bartering for hundreds of years, back when biblical times or whatever.
Right.
It's still the same. Business is business. You talk to people. The tools, we have better tools. We have internet and smartphone and this and that, and everything happens like that. But the process still the same. Marketing still works the same as when I studied marketing way back when. It's the same
Right.
thing.
Same thing.
Business is still the same thing because people have been doing business for hundreds, thousands of years. So the kids don't realize that. So it's up to us, if you have the inclination to, sit, respond to them. This is not how it's done. Blah 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 blah. Da, 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 and do it in a way they might be receptive to it. If not, just leave it alone, because eventually, this is the great lesson in life. You will get the lesson, whether you learn it as a child, a teenager, adult, or an older person. You're going to get the lesson. You're going to learn it. So, Mark says, my favorites are the comments when people comment inviting me to follow them. Did they follow me? No. So no thanks. Quid pro quo, children. Quid pro quo. I was watching someone on YouTube. I forgot who it was. And they were talking about LinkedIn. They had a LinkedIn person on, and the host was saying, "Oh, I hate when people come on LinkedIn and then I connect with them, and like 2 seconds later they send me an email that they're selling some program or a course. You don't do that. I don't know you." And so she said, well, I delete them right after that. So what's the purpose of you saying, okay, connect with me. Let's connect on LinkedIn.
Well, you can see in real life, you don't go up to somebody, hi, I'm Francine, buy this from me.
At a network event, do you do that? At a party, do you do that?
You don't do that on the street.
No.
You don't, hi, I got a watch to sell you. No.
We used to do that here years ago, the dudes with the coat and the watch. They don't even do that anymore. Brenda says, I've given raffles comments on those posts to win items. You mean the ones that's not the LinkedIn? What were we saying before?
I think she's talking about
when the younger generation.
They want, okay, for you to comment, and then you can win a prize if I'm understanding that correctly.
Okay, you can do that. That's fine to do. That's fine to do. I forgot my thought. I was just so laughing at Mark Ward. I have a bunch of notes. Okay, before we get off of it, and we're running out of time, doggone it. I have another thing article I want to bring up, and my mouse is asleep. Come on, mouse. There we go. Another article, and I hope we can see this. Can you guys see that? It's blurry, but I'm going to read it to you.
You want to see Mark's comment and then move to that?
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's bring that up. Mark says, with LinkedIn connection requests, I always check to see if they're associated with any MLM is multi-level marketing businesses. If they are, no, you're not going to use me as a bridge to sell your essential oils. There you go. Whenever I connect with somebody on LinkedIn, I'm sending I'm typing in something personal. Oh, I follow you on Facebook. I'd like to follow you here. Is that okay? And then yeah, sure. And then we start having a conversation. Oh, excuse me. Let me move these banners and things. I wish we had a button to do this really easily, but oh well. This is good. We like you, StreamYard. 63% of people prefer to share content on dark social channels. 63%.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find, that is real small for me to read.
Let me see if I can read it.
I'm trying to find it.
I can read it.
Let me zoom it. Oh, I got it. I zoom. Okay. It's zooming on the picture. Oh, I didn't want to do that.
There you go.
Okay, so it says a study on social sharing habits have highlighted the growing appeal of so-called dark private messaging apps, with 63% of people now preferring such channels to share content and recommendations. See, to share content and recommendations, they're doing that privately with each other, with people that they know online or in real life. So they had a study. This is We Are Social, which is associated with Hootsuite. So they did a study of 3,000 adult internet users across the U.S. and Britain, and they found that, that they want to use open social channels and word of mouth. It's used by just 54% and 51% of respondents, respectively. That they wrote that a little odd. Drilling down into the most popular private messaging app, they found that Facebook Messenger took the lion's share, with 82% sharing content via this channel. And they're saying it was ahead of WhatsApp, which is used by 56% of the 3,000 that they surveyed. And then they're saying that the other end of the scale, there's more in there, but the two biggest ones is Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. So I wanted to show you that because it's like, okay, 63% of people prefer to share content on dark social. This study was done last year, 2019.
Well, because instead of asking for something, or um, instead of doing it, out, you're doing it privately. You're having a private conversation. Well, come over here and let me talk to you about it, off from the rest of the people in the networking group. Let's go
Right.
here and have a conversation.
Right.
That's what is happening, which
Yes.
is so much better. I don't want everybody to know that I'm about ready to work with you on this particular thing, and I've got, um, this special is just for you. Me and you are going to talk about this, not you and the rest of the world. I'm liking the private part of it, where I can talk offline, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. And you're
Talk
not
offline
being
is,
attacked.
yeah. So with Messenger, I can talk to Lakeisha and talk to her one-on-one.
Yes.
Or
Without
I
having to be face to
right.
face.
Or I can create a group of us who have the same uh, conversation, that all of us need to be on this conversation at one time. Then I'm going to talk with all of us. And Messenger allows that too.
Right. And see, here's the rest of it. So Facebook Messenger was 82%. With the sharing with the private messaging. WhatsApp was 56%. Instagram was 34%, and then Snapchat was 32%. So you have Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Snapchat that want to use private message, that people are wanting to use to have private conversations where the public doesn't see it, because they can say whatever they want without being doxxed, attacked, bullied, someone doing a search and pulling up their conversation, because no one wants to be attacked publicly online, like what's going on. Rightly so. A lot of the people that have been called out online, they've deserved it. Agreed. But there are other people who they're called lurkers. When you're in forums, and there's people that lurk, that they don't participate in the conversation, but they read every little thing. So you want to get away from that kind of thing also. Mark says, especially with politics these days, some people shy away from declaring their outrage because they have followers that are still members of the cult. Yes, I said it. And you're right, Mark. I'm glad you brought up the political aspect, because this really dark social private messaging and talking privately has really started after the last election. Sorry to say, we're going to call it what it is. So the way the political climate is, and families arguing each other, and people posting, and I said, I don't have any of that on my Facebook feed, because I'm like, I either mute or I mute them. But you can mute them, you can unfriend. There's so many ways of Facebook that you can categorize them, push them to the side. So when you go to your feed, you only see the stuff that you want. Hashtag curate your feed. You see what you want. So follow the people that you want. And it's not this, people can have their opinions. Have your opinions politically. That's okay. Post them on Facebook. That's okay. But I don't have to see it, because I have the tools to block that. I'm still friends with you. We're still friends. But I'm not going to see your ranting and raving about this, that, and the other, because I don't want to see that. Because one, it gets you out of your sense of, I'm here for business to work on my page and whatever, and then you go to your feed and then you get drawn into stuff, right? So you want to stay out of that. So that's the twofold of it. That's my advice, is to look at who you're following. If you want to keep following them, follow them, but then you can block them for 30 days. You don't see their post at all, but you're still friends. All of those things. There's so many tools. I know it can be confusing, but they're there for you to use. So hold on, let me see. I had some going back into my notes, because I didn't even look at any of my notes. Okay, so the growing popularity of private channels this usage, this uptick in use is attributed to people wanting to feel comfortable to be themselves. So 48% of the respondents of the study said they might think twice about sharing the same content on a public forum. Okay, and who's driving it? Gen Z, like I said, with the FICFOC and the Finsta, they're driving this. It's not in. No one's really talking about it because they're not looking at it. Everybody's talking about, well, how can I get the perfect post? Back to that. How can I get the perfect post? Because I want to get everybody. Everybody's my customer, and I want to sell to everybody and make tons of money. That's what the whole driving behind the perfect post. I want to do things perfectly. I don't want to step out line as business. We're saying as a business. We don't want to step out of line. We want to, but that makes you homogenous and the same. Like I was saying with Instagram. Know what you're doing. Share your message. Say what you got to say. Present it in a package that's going to attract your audience that you want, your target audience, and keep doing it. And be consistent. That's really it. There's no secret. That's hard. I admit. That's hard. So if you're not there consistently, people will drop off. You got to be okay with that. But realize that you can jump back in anytime you want. You can have a life or something, crisis with your business, or I got to focus on my business. But guess what? You can always jump back in. The people that will want the message from you, they will discover you again, or if you tell them to have notifications, they'll get a pop-up. Oh, and this is what I love about Instagram. If you haven't posted in a long time, Instagram will send a notification to your followers that you've posted. They will. So you can drop out, get out of the rat race of perfect posting if I don't post at 9:01 every day on Instagram, I'm going to lose my followers. You're not going to lose them. You might see a drop off, but there are tools, there are things you can do to bring people back into the fold. Brenda says, I was torn between posting my annoyances with the current administration and not. I had someone say, well, why would you want to do business with them anyway? Okay, I'm glad, Brenda. I love you for saying this. This is the thing. I feel like, my opinion, you need to be you to a point. Don't go overboard with the ranting of this and that, but state your opinions and leave it at that. Say that's how I feel, and that's that. And if people are going to follow you, they're going to follow you. Now, why would you want to do business with them? You're doing business. They have money. They're your target audience. You may not like the things that they believe in, but you won't know that about your customers unless they share it with you. So that's the whole idea of the dark social. People aren't sharing those things about them because, especially as business owners, you don't want to alienate anybody. But it's two sides of it. There's a different way to go with this. Right. I say, Brenna, state, because I know that knowing you and talking to you and your message and what you have to say. I think when you put a personal spin on it, you can say, well, this is how I feel about this thing happening right today, blah, 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 state it succinctly, and then leave it. And don't get into an argument with anybody, and don't overrant. I think you could do that. Brenda says, sweet IG, thanks. Instagram, the tools, you mean? I'm not. I'm getting a blank on the comments. So give me a little clarification. Fran, what do you think about it? Like, posting how you feel about politics on your social media.
You want to be very mindful of what you say.
Yes.
Okay, because with some politic comments, they are. How do you say this?
Vitriolic.
They are going out after a person saying, if you don't agree with a policy, you don't agree with a policy. But when you start, I hate this person and blah, 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 blah. That's a different take.
Yes.
You can disagree with the policy, disagree with the person, but how you disagree is crucial.
Yes.
You understand the whole problem what we have right now is everybody attacking the people and not necessarily dealing with the situations.
Right.
That's the problem. This person is this, and they called. You don't need to resort to name calling and unlovely
Yeah.
behavior.
Hmm.
You can disagree with what they stand for.
We could agree to disagree.
Right. There you go.
Bring it. I'm glad you said that because I follow what is her name? Julie Stolen, I think. She does like funnels and designing funnels and stuff. But she made a couple of posts out of that, talking about designing and funnels and this and that. She made a post about seeing someone talk about the administration and da da da. And she says, I never talk about politics and stuff, but she said I had to speak on it because of something she heard or something was said. And I like the way she did it, that she prefaced it by saying, okay, this is not a post about my business. I've been hesitant to talk about how I feel about what's going on in politics because I don't really know. And then she got into a thing where she was going to go on someone's podcast who was a fan of the current administration. And she said, well, I'm going to do my work. I'm going to do my background work and study up and whatever so I can present my side of the not argument, but the discussion. And so she told, and it was completely out of left field, but everybody was so supportive of her because of the way that she put it on Facebook. And then she has a community that loves her anyway. So when you have people that like you and they know your voice, this is what it's about. They know your voice. They know you. You're if you one way and then all of a sudden you put a post about I hate this, this person did, this person should die, that's going to throw off people. And then that means that you haven't been yourself in the other messages. And in this case with Julie, she's always been herself. She's always talked a little bit about her background and things that happened to her in her life. About she was pregnant, her husband left her and all kind of stuff, and she didn't know what to do and she didn't have any money and blah blah blah. So she talked about personal stuff already, but she will say, okay, I'm talking about something that has nothing to do with the business and I hope you bear with me. That kind of thing. So people will know your voice and if people are flowing with you, they're flowing with you. If you're being true to your message and true to yourself. Brennan says, I posted about the revoking of the environmental protection rollbacks. I never use the H word. The H word? Hate? The IG thing was referencing the notification. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you will get a notification. Brenda, I agree with you about environmental protection rollbacks. I don't like what's going on right now only because I don't know if I said it before. I work for the EPA as a contractor. So I know what they do and what goes on there. And I know that a lot of things have drastically changed. So I know people that their job was to go, say, for instance, check on the chemicals that the dry cleaner uses, because here in New York, there's a storefront and there's apartments. So if the dry cleaner is using chemicals and stuff, there's a certain level, there's rules they have to follow. So I know people like that was their job to go and check the chemical use and this and that, because the fumes would rise up into the apartments. So the different things like that. So the EPA does.
So what you just said was, I don't agree with the rollback of the policy. That's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start saying, I hate this person and I think they should be strung up, or I think they should be drawn and quartered, and okay.
Yeah, those are strong.
That's the wrong
words.
Disagree with the policy and say it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I say what you have to say and then leave it be. And if someone says, well, I don't like you anymore, I'm not going to do business with you anyway because you said what you said, everybody ain't going to like you. I always go back to that my mother said. And as a business owner, they really ain't going to like you. So you have to decide, do I want to be me or do I want to be fake? And that's the whole idea behind the dark social and the kids with the fake TikToks and this and that. They need to be themselves in order to give a message and be real about what they're doing online, and not try to present this mask of, oh, my Instagram, it looks so pretty, all the pictures are pink. Like that turns me on. I'm like, I hate that kind of thing, because you're trying to be perfect. No, perfect. You're not perfect. Show the real. Be you. Say what you have to say.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how that ties into the dark social, but
Well, it does because you can um, okay, so even though it's on the dark social, it may come
mhm.
out to the light.
Yeah.
So you still want to be mindful of what you say there.
Right. And that has happened. There's been some I think some military group, the men were in some kind of group and they were raiding the women soldiers, and it was a private group, and somebody in the group screenshot some stuff, and that's how it got out. And then the members of the group were mad with the one person because they were like, "Oh, this is a group where we can say what we want to say." But if you're saying things that are misogynist and derogatory towards the women that you work with, because military, you have to work, those are people that might have to save your life. If that's how you really feel secretly, we need to know. So they had the group where somebody, and this has happened a couple times with different things where people in the group was like, that's not right. And they screenshot and let the world know there it is. That's what I mean about the submarine. They're under the ocean. Nobody can see. They're swimming around, they're having a good time on the submarine, and then all of a sudden, whoop, they go up, and then you go, oh, there's a submarine. What's it doing? And then you find out what's going on. So I mean, I don't know. You have to be careful about the things you say privately in these private messaging apps. Most of the time, it's family and friends and close friends talking together, or a group of like-minded people, for birds of a feather. You know that, like the commercial that Fran brought up about Facebook groups, so that I think is really cute. The one with the kazoo, because everybody wants to be with the people that like the same things that they like. But not you don't have to be a carbon copy of me, but oh, you like avocados, I like avocados. Let's make an avocado group, and we're talking about recipes for avocado, and we're going to Mexico, and we're going to get this, and there's different variety. So they feel free to talk in that group about avocados where they couldn't talk to their family. Like, what are you talking about avocados all the time? It's crazy. But you can go to the group. Here's another example. I remember we talked way back when. I'm gonna find it. I saw a story on CBS Sunday Morning where this group of men, they had the old washing machines, and they would find the old washing machines, restore them, and get together and wash clothes.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that? It was way. I'm gonna have to dig it up.
And
That
that was their thing, and they
that's it.
sit around and talk while they
Wash clothes in the
wash
old washing machines with the little rollers, and you had to roll the clothes through and stuff.
the little roller.
Another thing, hot sauce. Is somebody that likes to talk about and you would think, why would they want to talk about hot sauce? There's different varieties, there's different peppers, there's different festivals. There's money in hot sauce. Brenna says, I see why sharing about the policies and my the disdain as a way to reach and serve those who are aware and saves me the grief. Okay. I mean, what can we say? Really, why I want to bring this up is to make you aware that conversations are going on about your business or your brand or your topic of industry or whatever, and you may not know what's going on, good or bad, and try to join as many groups as you can or forums just to say, okay, I need to know what my audience is thinking, which is your potential customer, or what are the trends going on, or what are they concerned about? Because when you know what they need and want or the problems they have, you can solve them with your business. So I
Right.
don't want you to be left out of the conversation. That's really what it is, because you're being left out of the conversation because it's going on privately without your knowledge. And I think it's a growing thing. It's really small now. I haven't really seen a lot of stories about it. Journalists aren't talking about it, but it's there. I can feel it. Like there's and you see it with the groups ad from Facebook. So if you're a kazoo maker, you need to be in that kazoo group as you, not as a business. I think you can join a group? Yes, you can join a group as a business.
You can.
Right. But I would still join as me, because you want to be you, a person, versus
Right.
a post from, okay, this post from the brand, and people will disregard it a little less than it being you personally and posting and talking about a topic that everyone likes. Because everybody, I think that the idea behind the Facebook group is everybody wants to be with people that get them. You want to be with this group gets me. Like the thing with the vintage washing machines. It looks crazy. It looked crazy on TV when I saw it, but I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. These guys are, doing something they like. They're retired. They had nothing else to do. This makes them happy.
Right.
And
There's like here in town, there's a group of men who looks like they're in their 80s or 90s. They come to the same coffee shop every Saturday morning, and they come and they bring their newspaper and they talk about whatever is happening, world events or something in their community every Saturday, like clockwork. Well, they're a group too. They're just not online.
Right. That's
And
the key.
nobody knows about the group unless they invite somebody to the group.
Groups are groups. The same way that there's church groups or different community groups. Way before smartphones and social media and the internet, there were groups. So the same thing applies. The activities are the same. It's just that instead of calling or waiting to see each other at the group meeting, you can go into I'm not gonna say WhatsApp. You can go into Telegram or Signal or one of the other. There's another one called Mighty Networks, which is like it's an app you can use to run a group like Facebook group. So it's not Facebook. So there's different things where you can communicate with people because they have their phone.
So you can connect with those people immediately until you don't have to wait till they get back home to check your email. You can talk to all of your group.
Yeah.
At once.
Think of, for example, like a bird watching group. Remember back in the day, everybody got together with their little thing and so now they can have the group wherever they decide to use Facebook, Mighty Network, Telegram, where there's so many choices, and they can say, hey, we're going to watch the yellow belly whatever on Saturday and join us here and this and that. And it's done whenever they the person running the group can post whatever they want, or the members, and you read it whenever you need to.
Right.
So that's the instant communication. But I'm bringing it up because I want you as a business owner to be aware of it and then say, wait a minute, let me start getting it into the communities where it's open now and I can get in as me, and not to lurk, but to actively participate in conversations where you see people asking questions, needing something, more information, or they having events. All of those things can happen. It used to be forums. It can be forums. It could be Facebook groups. It could be Messenger if you still want to use it. I don't recommend WhatsApp, but it's popular. People are using it. I don't see why, but I'm not. But there are others. You just have to be really proactive in trying to get people into the community. And the easiest way right now is a Facebook group because most everybody has a Facebook profile. So and you can run ads to get them into your group, but that's another story. I know a lot of people are ad shy, ad averse, but don't be. Okay, so I know we got off. I really didn't get to my notes and stuff, but we really had a good conversation about the fake stuff and being yourself and the political stuff. So I want to make sure that everybody understands dark social. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that you got to get in now, because if they go below the submarine goes below the water, you can't get in. You won't be able to know what they're talking about. And these are your audience, your target audience, potential customers. And you may be able to solve problems, but if you're not in the conversation that's private, you may not know. So opportunities could be lost. So
right.
All right. All right, so we gone over a little bit.
Nice conversation.
Good, yeah, I know. I wanted to. I said last week we did sweet, then we're gonna do dark. So dark chocolate, like milk chocolate, dark chocolate.
So sweet is just
it's still sweet. It's still sweet. This is a little bitter. If you still want some more clarification on dark social, or you want to know some more about it, or maybe some ideas on where you can join the conversation around your topic, let me know. Ask us. We're here to help. Ask me Terry Johnson online or go to Bizchick group, ask in there. We're
Yep.
here to help. I really want you guys to understand, because I haven't seen a lot of conversation about this, as far as, like I said, what people like the perfect post, the perfect time to post, the perfect this, the perfect that. And I'm thinking that's not serving anybody, because that's not where the conversation is happening. The conversation is a little bit on public, and then it's moving a lot toward the private conversation because of the smartphone, because everybody's connected now. So you want to be in now before they lock the door and go, well, you know what? We don't want to have, the wrong kind of people in here. So we're going to lock this group. We're not letting anybody in, but it might be a group of people that you want to talk to and learn more about and stuff. So that's the idea. And let me know if if you're not clear, let me know. We can talk about it some more. Okay.
I think this was a good conversation.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for the conversation. Brenna, Mark, Lakeisha, Nora was here. Pat was here.
There are others that may not have said anything because you're watching from the dark side of social. Thank you too.
Yeah. If you're watching from dark social, hey, join us. Leave a comment, leave us something. Brenna says, thank you, Terry. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Brenna, for watching. And I love your commentary, your comments. Always.
Right.
You don't want to have the same people commenting. We want to have different opinions.
There was somebody who shared this.
Oh, thank you.
Bizchicks, who was it? This lady. I got a notification that she shared it.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, because the message gets out. Lakeisha says one thing. Okay, hold on. One thing. All right, we're gonna hold on for the one thing.
One thing.
Okay. Or you want to talk to me privately? It's okay.
And see, that's the.
I think we might have to wrap it up. We've been over an hour. Reach out to me, Messenger, Lakeisha, or the group, or depending on, here we go. How do you want a private conversation or public conversation? Oh, how do you feel about turning off comments? Hold on, Fran, do you have to run, or?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. That's what I could keep going. Okay, let's put this up. How do you feel about turning off comments? Is this everywhere or a particular app? Let me know that, and then I'm really gonna tell you. Don't turn off the comments. But if there's some negative hate speech, whatever, block it and report it. Especially on YouTube. YouTube, if you're talking YouTube, you can put a list of words in your list, and YouTube won't ever show it.
Okay, he said YouTube.
Okay, YouTube. That's what I thought, because that's the most problematic one. So this is the deal. If you're getting comments that are bullying, like, oh, well, you look like a milk dud, or you look like a something, this is how you want to handle it. How do you feel about it? Are you like Mark? Mark would make a joke. I'm pretty sure. I can't speak for Mark, but I'm just saying he would make a joke and leave it up there as a comment, because that's something a little innocuous. But if it's hate speech, bullying, all of that, get rid of it and report it. Go to your YouTube list, and the words, and the words to put in there. Don't put common words, because it'll block. Like if you put common words, it will block the comments. Because you want comments on your YouTube channel because it shows engagement.
Right.
And then it may make up. It will let other people make comments, because if they don't see any comments, it's like dance. It's like when the kids have a dance, the girls and the boys, and that nobody wants to go be the first couple to dance. It's kind of like that. So YouTube, use the tools that are there. That list, put the words in there, the hate words, the awful stuff in there. If one gets through, look at it and say, do I want to respond humorously, not attacking? Because you don't want to get, when you get in an argument with the troll, you don't want to do that, because then it's all on for everyone to see. So for YouTube, I would block it, report it and block it if it's something really bad. If it's something like I said, somebody said, "Oh, you look like a clown." Oh, well, it takes one to know one. Ha ha ha. That's what I'm talking about. If you can joust with them like Mark would make a joke probably, you can leave it. Does that answer your question, Lakeisha? I hope so. YouTube is one of those. YouTube is the hardest to get traction, but when you get a comment, it's like engagement, even though it's negative. So you can leave it there and hide it also, and YouTube will know that it's a comment. You see what I'm saying? With all of the platforms, like these comments, when we get comments, Facebook knows, oh man, there's a conversation going on. This is something really lively going on here. There's some interaction. They promote it more. Instagram, same thing. They show it more. YouTube, same thing. With comments is better. Well, the thing about YouTube, and I'm still studying it, is that the best thing about YouTube is watch time on your videos. But comments are good because that shows a level of interaction, engagement, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to confuse it. Okay, and that's my opinion. I've had clients that had not negative comments, but comments that were like, oh, well, we pay for this, and I said, don't delete that. The first response is to delete it on Facebook. I said, no, leave it because it's a service business and you don't want a negative. So you respond and say, oh, I'm sorry this happened to you. We had trouble with this and that and the other, and I'm so upset, or I'm not happy that you didn't get the service that you needed. Let me fix it. Let's talk about it, or I can offer you a discount on your next service, or something like that. Because you want people to see the interaction where there's a unsatisfied customer and they're not happy with your service, but you came over and responded to it and told the truth. Don't make up a lie about tell the truth. What happened? And people see that interaction with the reviews, and they make their decision off of that. And if you delete it in that instance, the other person could get mad, come back, leave another. It could keep going, or they could go to another platform and talk about you where you can't delete the comment or remove it or things like that. Lakeisha said, watch time. Okay. Real quick, watch time is the length of time that a person views your video. When you go look at your YouTube and it says whatever views as a number, that's watch time.
Right. The longer the watch time, the better.
Yeah, the longer they watch, the better. Go to Roberto Blake on he's everywhere, but he's a YouTube guy that I follow, and he explains it really well. And he has lives where he talks. People say, "Oh, well, you don't have enough subscribers." Like he has almost 500,000 subscribers, but to them, they want to be like Mr. Beast and PewDiePie, the people that have 40 million. And he says, "Listen, subscribers aren't the driver of engagement on YouTube. Watch time is, and you see that in your analytics. Go to your YouTube. Is it Studio? I believe."
Creator Studio, I believe.
No. It's YouTube. YouTube has a studio. It's called, I think it's YouTube Studio, where you see your videos and you see the analytics. Eileen Smith just did something about the YouTube Studio, so check it out on her channel too. Eileen Smith. She's had something about the YouTube Studio where you go to see the numbers. They did an update or something, and they're calling it. I think they're calling it YouTube Studio. I have to check, but Roberto Blake and Eileen Smith, two people because I follow them and I listen a lot, and I'm like, okay, I'm not the YouTube expert, but Roberto is. He is. And he's got the proof. He's got the proof of, all of the subscribers. And he was somebody that I watched on Blab. He was on Blab. That's how long I've been watching him. And he's grown from, I wish I could remember how many subscribers he had when I watched him on Blab to now, but it's his growth is phenomenal. Curtis, hey Curtis is here. Hey ladies, hello.
Hey,
we are wrapping it up. We're going a little over because we started talking about YouTube, and I might do a show about YouTube, but I'm not really that comfortable about going deep into it yet because, like I said, there are experts. Like Roberto is one. There's a couple other. that are like Nick Nimmin is another one that's like they go really deep into this versus that and the analytics, and this is really deep. YouTube is a very complicated but it's a useful tool. But I see a lot of people. Matter of fact, I was reading today in one of my YouTube groups, someone was saying, well, how do I get subscribers? And they went into the whole, it's like, that's a rabbit hole of subscribers. And they was like, you don't want subscribers. You want this, you that. So YouTube is a big world of complication, but it's a good tool because everybody is watching YouTube. Okay. All right. So we're going way over, guys. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. If we're having conversation, I'm not sorry.
The conversation was excellent, and I'm glad you guys are asking questions because you come here and get help. That's right. Why we're here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not sorry. I mean, because we have the time to go over, allocate a little time to go over. Because right. If you have questions or you want to go deeper into something, or if you want to talk about another topic, like next week, if there's a topic you want to talk about, let me know. And I'll put that on the front burner instead of what I have planned. Just let me know in the comments.
Right.
Let us know. Okay, so thank you guys. Oh, epic. I asked for an epic conversation today, and we got
an epic conversation.
I asked for, be careful what you wish for. But I'm glad of that because we get to talk about the topics. I get to hear what you guys are, what's on your mind, what your questions are, what you're thinking. And that's what we need to know. Because I'm like, I could be in my mind and go, well, this, that, and that. But I need the response. And, we're getting the response here of what you're concerned about. So let me know. Don't be shy about going in here to comments and saying, well, can you talk about this? Can we do that? Let me know. I'll do it. It's done.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. So thank you, everybody, for the conversation today. Loved it. Tomorrow is Coach Karen with your money. Get your money matters right. That's another important topic. Money. Right. So be here tomorrow.
Because you definitely need to have some.
Yeah. we want that. All right. So thank you guys. We will see you. Oh, if you need help, Terry Johnson online, or go to Bizchicks, the page of the group, wherever. We're on Google. Google us, find us, let us know. We're here to help. Okay. So thank you for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.